Hello, everyone. This is a brief video overview of week 4 and a couple of really important announcements. So I'm in currently our announcement area in the instructor view, and I just want to point everybody's attention to what we see over here. We see in the first couple of weeks, we had most everybody, 15 out of 18 click in the first week. 14 out of 18 a little bit later in the week, and so on. Then week 2 and week 3, we're dropping off and losing a few people. Ideally, we want to have 18 out of 18 watching and clicking on the announcements. Really important because they're short, they're to the point, and they provide the overview. They're actually like the equivalent, those and the weekly overviews. Let me actually click into another class that already has week 4 open. And if we go to the very top, the week 4 overview, you should always click this. This is kind of the equivalent of my statement to my in-person classes where I say, okay, everyone, this is what we're focusing on this week. This is what we're doing. These are the assignments that are due, and so on. The purpose of this week is giving and receiving feedback on draft 1 to drive revisions for draft 2. So we do have two pathways depending on where you are in the process. Path 1 students are the students who have a complete, authentic, on-task draft. Those students are eligible to participate in the 2 assignments due this week. That would be the peer review activity where everyone in the group will read and review a couple of other students' essays and follow a very specific process that I talk about in the video overview of the lesson or the activity, and the written lesson that goes with that or complements that. And then we also have the evidence of feedback assignment, which is an assignment where you present the evidence of feedback that you got from the tutoring center, and you do a reflective activity where you write about, you summarize and evaluate the feedback that you got from the tutor. You summarize and evaluate and name names for the tutor and for the peers in there. And it's also where you write your action plan for what you'll do for next steps. And I have instructions for that in the assignment link for that. Path 2 is for anybody who is behind for whatever reason. Some students may not have turned in draft 1. Some students may have turned in a partial draft and not a complete draft. Some students may have turned in a draft that was a narrative, but maybe it wasn't a literacy narrative. And there may have been some students who turned in a draft that we need to discuss before moving forward. So some students are behind for one reason or the other. It's no cause for alarm. There's plenty of time to get caught up, but you can't really do anything moving forward in the unit if you don't have a first draft, a rough draft for the literacy narrative. So those on path 2, you only have one job this week, and that is to write or rewrite the literacy narrative. If anybody in the class received a note from me in my feedback comments asking to schedule a meeting for your draft or asking to schedule a meeting for a previous assignment that you submitted, you need to do that please by sending me an email from your JAG mail to mine, which is rbell@southtexascollege.edu. It's on the syllabus, and I also am putting it in my message uh, comments on students for whom that applies. These are mandatory meetings. Nobody's in trouble. I'm on everybody's side. Um, I have anytime I ask for a meeting, there could be any number of reasons why I have asked for that, and it's never to fuss. It's never to, so nobody never needs to be afraid of making these meetings. It's just a conversation. Want to get everybody back on track. So that's it. That's the upshot. Those who are on track are going to work on the 2 activities to give and receive feedback on draft 1, and then they're going to read the lesson on revising draft 1, and if ready, you can start revising your current draft and you'll be ready to turn that in or get a jump start on working on that because I'll collect that draft 2 next week. Everybody else needs to work to get caught up. All right, we also have the video quiz that you're taking right now by watching this. Make sure you watch it all the way through. And when you do and you exit the video quiz, don't click back in to check to see if it's been graded. Don't click back in because if you do, it's auto graded. So the system will think you're wanting to restart it and it's going to reset it to 0. And you'd have to watch it again, which is not the end of the world, but you don't want to have to do that if you don't have to. I'll put a plain copy of this video in the lessons after the deadline for this has expired. All right, that's it. I hope everybody has a great week. If you have any questions or need anything, reach out through Pronto if it's a regular class-related question. If you're scheduling an appointment with me for a meeting, please make sure that's through regular STC email, not Blackboard messages or Pronto, because it's easier for me to pin those emails and make note of them so I can keep track of those and schedule those appointments. So y'all have a great week. Let me know if you need anything, and I'll talk to you soon. That's it. That's a wrap. We'll talk to you later. Bye.